Hello, and welcome to my talk for today. I'm glad to see you, and I hope that you're still doing well. When I was a teenager, one of my mother's refrains would be, "Have you seen your hair?" This usually meant your hair is far too long and you should get it cut. My smart reply would generally be, "No, it's on the top of my head and my eyes are in front. How can I see it?" This reply was never greeted well by my poor mom. It was and still is true that unless our bangs grow really long, we can't see our own hair. We have to look in the mirror, or in this day and age, perhaps when we're being filmed by a camera on our computer. The one thing I've noticed in doing these talks every day is for my hair there's a marked difference, because I look at talk one and today's talk and things are out of control. Generally, anything that is alive changes. I've been neatening up some shrubs in the yard over the last few evenings. I'm sure that when the previous owner of this house planted them, they're not the way they were over the last few weeks. They'd grown at all kinds of strange angles and needed to be tidied up. One of the things we have to remember is that the church is the living body of Christ, and it changes. Even in my lifetime, the way we worship as Anglicans has changed. When I was a child and a teenager, in my part of the church, Holy Communion was rare. Most of our services on a Sunday were either morning or evening prayer. Now, if you go to that church, you will find that most weeks there is Holy Communion. I'm sure if Jim Tranter, one of the wardens back then, could come on a visit, he would be amazed at the change. But generally, people who attend today have no idea that things back then were very different. Often, we don't see change as it's happening. Also, rather like me and my hair, we can't see it unless we look for it. This morning I was on a Zoom conference call with the bishops of our province, that's from Montreal to Newfoundland. Each of the civil provincial governments is responding differently to the pandemic. And so therefore each of us will come out of it differently and be able to worship in our churches at different times. Yet we all agreed that we have made significant changes in the way we worship and the way we do business as churches. The question we were grappling with was, what happens next? There was no clear answer. What we think is that some of the changes we have made will stick. Also, we were talking about those who do not or do not regularly attend church but have been listening to talks and watching services. Do we just drop them when we move back to normal ways of doing things? Or can we think of ways to continue the engagement? There is much to ponder. Well, thank you again for being here. Tonight there will be a litany at 6, and also remember that over the weekend there'll be a talk from me on Saturday, and also services on Sunday, one from the cathedral and also others from around the diocese. And if you look on our website, you can see some of the things that are there. So once again, God bless and stay safe.